I'm going to hit Y to delete that. It's not what I want. Okay, A to edit. A to select the dice. Now, I want the dice to be black because they're going to be the outlines for my ice cubes. So here's the color palette. The way to scroll around the color palette, use the left stick to change the basic colors. Left stick, left and right. And once you've done that, and then use D-pad to actually go in and pick the different colors. Don't ask what everything else is. I just want to do the basics right now. So I want the color black, right? So the color black is always going to be the bottom left color on the color palette, and white will always be the top left. So I want black. Now I also want to make this a favorite color because I might be using it a lot. So you hit X to add to favorites. Now it's at the bottom. To access that, you click down on the left stick, and then I hit A to apply, and there my dice are now black. Now, I want my ice cubes, I want them to be, I'm going to start by using a light blue color. So go to the second layer, hit A to edit, and I want a shape that I can fill the ice cube in with. So obviously I want something, a square kind of shape. I want to pick something with rounded edges. Hit A to select. Now I'm back at my color wheel. So using the left stick, I'm going to scroll around until I get like a light bluish color. And the D-pad, I'm going to pick that color. That's what I want. I'm going to put it in my favorites by pressing X. Now you can see it's at the bottom left. Hit A to apply. Now, obviously it's taking up the whole screen. So I need to shrink it down. Using the right trigger, I'm going to go to the stretch option. Push and hold the left and right bumper together. And down on the left stick, I can shrink it or make it bigger. Down on the left stick, up on the left stick. Okay. I'm going to pull the left trigger to go to my move option. Try to position it just right. I'm going to pull the right trigger to go to the turn option. And using the left stick, I'm going to kind of rotate it. Now you can see it's just not going to fit exactly. There's no way. So I'm going to get it as best as I can. Again, shrink it down using the stretch option. Remember, you got to hold down the left and right bumper together to maintain some kind of aspect ratio. Alright, that's about as good as I'm going to get for right now. So I filled in most of it. I can also stretch it down. Stretch it down and up. Because I want it to fill in as much as possible without going over the outline. Zoom in. I'm using the left and right trigger to go through the different options, and then using the left stick to stretch it. Stretch it up a little bit. Okay, that's good. Hit A to apply. Now that's my second layer. Now how do I fill that in? I keep adding shapes in there. And again, it's going to take some time. Remember that I had like 90 something layers, so Go to the next layer, 3, hit A to edit. And I want a triangular kind of shape, I guess, because, let me go back. What's left to fill in are kind of triangles. I mean, they're not exact, but they're close enough. So I'm going to triangle with rounded edges, and I'm going to use this isosceles triangle. Same color. To make sure I have it, I click down the left stick and then pick it, but I've already chosen it, so it's in there. I'm going to stretch it down. Remember, hold the left and right bumper together, shrink it. I'm going to turn it and try to move it right in there. See, this is where I'm just going to keep filling in. Now from here, I can just keep using that shape by pressing the X button, which gives me the ability to stamp it. Hit X, I've just stamped another shape. And now I'm going to move it, I'm going to turn it actually, and then move it so that I keep filling in all the open areas. Using turn, stretch, and move. Those are the options I'm using. So I keep doing that until the whole thing is filled in. And using the stamp option, I can keep stamping the shapes, and I'll show you what I mean. See, here's my shape. Let me shrink it down so I could play with it. See the little triangle? Now, every time I hit X, I've just created an exact copy. See, by hitting X, just creating exact copies, and that's how I can fill in my object. I'm going to hit apply. Now I have all these layers which I don't want, so I'm going to delete those. Pressing Y, delete all those layers. So I keep doing that until I get the whole thing filled in with the color that I want. And you can see that that's what I did here. See the little ice cubes? Zoom in. They're just shapes I've used to fill in and I don't know if you can tell, but I made the top of the ice cubes a different shade of blue. And that's how I got, can you see that? It's a different shade of blue. And if I'll go to the color palette, and you can see at the bottom, my favorites, I have 2 different shades of blue right here. And in my color palette, you can see the only colors I used for this, of course, were the black, the shades of blue, the kind of tan color for the nuts, and then the red was for the big outline. You can see it wasn't that hard. I mean, it took a little bit of time, but that's basically how you would have to do it. Okay, this ends the lesson for now. I hope it wasn't too confusing.